Alright, lads, so currently it is the 27th of October, so you know that means, lads, tomorrow morning we are going to be getting our end of month banner, and with that, you know we have to do our legendary prediction videos, where if you are new to the channel, by the way, we are normally almost all the time very, very wrong in our predictions, so this is more so just for some fun, just so we can guess the characters, talk about what the possibilities are for tomorrow, and you lads can join in too. In the comments below, let me know what you think end of month is going to be, and if you get all 3 characters right, or all 2 characters, because that is a possibility, by the way, I will then give you a shout out in tomorrow's video when we do react to the banner. So make sure you leave your predictions down below just in case you get very lucky. And yeah, that's basically all I can do, right? So let's talk about what end of month is going to be. Well, as you can see from the title, the thumbnail, what you see on your screen right now, I am under the impression, and for this video, for the most part, we're only going to be talking about Spirits After with you, because I feel like it's the most likely candidate on what end of month could be. For many, many reasons, but the main 2 reasons are, we're long overdue for a new Spirits After with you banner. It's been like 3 months since we have received our last one. The last Spirits After with you banner was actually end of July, so it's been a hot minute since we have received that. That was the Jushiro, Shinsui, and Yamamoto. And normally, at least in the old schedule, when it came to these new limited time banners, it was always like every 3 or so months we would get one. So we're kind of overdue on right now, and at the same time, we'll also have a new skill come into the game, that being the one we talked about in the video the other day, where if you inflict a stat summon, you therefore get a boost to yourself, and that will give you a buff to your SP, attack, focus, and defense. So, because they're adding a new skill, because we're overdue a Spirits After with you banner, I think the most likely candidate, again, is Spirits After with you. And the main reason why I do say that, too, is because as far as new skills getting added to the game, normally, it's always getting put onto a limited character, not a seasonal banner, right? Because if it's not Spirits After with you, it's most likely going to be a Halloween banner, or a Parasol banner, which I don't see any of those 2 happening. If they do, I'll be surprised, right? Because you actually look at last year, for example, the Thousand Blood Rukia, 10 years later version, we had the Data Mined Bankai button, that then got put onto her, a limited Thousand Blood War character. Then at the start of the year, we had the Drain status on Data Mined, and that got put into another limited character, that being the Calm for You World Tsukishima, a limited time character, right? So I can again see something happening here. We have a new skill, Data Mined. This banner's long overdue. I feel like it's the most likely candidate for this end of month banner. So with that said, who could this be? Well, before we talk about who it could be, we also need to talk about the possibilities of how many characters are actually going to be in this banner, because as far as Kid like to do things, we only get 6 characters per month, right? But then we've already received 4 this month. So does that mean we're going to get a 2 character banner? That's a possibility. I have originally thought that. But then some of you lads in that video, when I reacted to the mid-month banner because of the 3 character banner, I said it in there. A lot of you lads left a comment saying, no, the possibility of us getting a 3 character banner is still there because we only got 5 characters last month. So they normally always like to give us 6 characters per month. So they're going to potentially balance out last month with only 5 characters with a 7-month character this month. So Bruno, 3 character. So Bruno as the collaboration character arena banner, 3 character mid-month, 3 character end of month. And honestly, lads, if we don't get a 3 character banner, I'm going to be disappointed in some of you lot, because you gassed me up, right? I was under the impression I was set on end of month being a 2 character banner, then I read your comments, I read stuff on Reddit, and I'm seeing people say the possibility is there that we could get a 3 character banner, and now you've gotten my hopes up for a 3 character end of month banner, which I'm hoping is the case for everyone's sake, because more characters the better, it's more hype, there's a better rate overall because you have a 3rd character to summon for. So yeah, hopefully it is a 3 character banner. If not, absolute yikes, and I'm not really sure how they would be able to do a banner like this if it is 2 characters, because I have a theming going on here, and that's what we have seen before, and that's how I'm going to be predicting these types of banners, right? This isn't something that I've never said before in a past video. If you have seen those videos, you probably already heard why I've said this stuff, but essentially, with the limited cards we have left, there is kind of a theming going on what characters get put together. So let's say, for example, the first round of Spirits After with you, it was Don Kanoji and Picaro as 1 character. I haven't read the novel, so I didn't know their connection, so I never actually predicted or even thought of them 2 being together, but apparently they do have some kind of connection in the story, and that's why they got put together as 1 character, right? But then they also got put together with Uryu. Now, the reason for that, of course, was because Uryu was kind of like the student to Don Kanoji, to my understanding, for this part of the story, the Spirits After with you novel, right? So them being together makes perfect sense, and I think, quite frankly, this was the best way to start this collaboration banner with those 2 technically 3 characters, because a lot of people are way too salty about this banner with the character choices. Besides the fact that they weren't anything too amazingly broken, way too many were pissed that it was Don Kanoji and Uri, which, like, looking back now, I still think this is the best way to do it, because imagine we got a banner with Azushiro and then Kenpachi, and then they just threw in Don Kanoji. That would be so weird. Like, it'd be weird, right? So I feel like they did the best thing, starting off with Don Kanoji, Uryu, and Picaro. And in the second round was the 3 Soribas, our first ever Beyond Bankai characters, outside of the fact that, you know, Byakuya and Ichigo exist. But as part of this collaboration, this was the first Beyond Bankai characters, and it was 3 popular Soribas, right? The best thing to do, because that was round 2 of the anniversary. You don't want to, for your anniversary banner, you don't want to sell a character that no one knows. Like, imagine they put, like, Azushiro, or imagine they put Roka as an anniversary banner for part 2. Wouldn't really make sense, right? So I can see why they actually chose to do the 3 Soribas, and that was definitely the best thing they could have done. You know, manga characters, they can give us stern murders and stuff like that, and they did do that last year, right? For the 5th anime, we got Jugrim, Bazbi, and Uryu. People know those characters, we read the manga, but as far as these novels go, not everyone has read it, especially the overseas fans, because we haven't had translations for these, right? I haven't read them. I don't want to read like a document online, right? So most people are more hyped for the Soribas, because we know these characters, we have a connection with these characters, we've seen them in the anime and the manga, so seeing them get new forms is definitely the more exciting ones compared to these characters right here. Even though some of these are exciting, these are definitely the ones people are going for. So doing those 3 characters was definitely the smartest thing to do, but you can kind of see here with the first 2 rounds, we have some kind of theming going on. The first round, you had Don Kanoji, Picaro, I guess they were just a little tag team, but then you have Uryu as the teacher-student combo, right? Makes sense. Round 2, you also have like a teacher-student combination going on. You have Yamamoto, the teacher, and his 2 students, Shinsui and Jushiro. So that would mean we have to look at the remaining characters, that being Roka, Azushiro, Urosakura, Kenpachi Zaraki, Kuryoshiki, Cien Grands, or Cyan Grands, the Zapro clone, and then you have these 4 Soribas. So, what I'm kind of hoping for here, just a little personal hope here, lads, is they keep up the theming, like they did with like the first 4 rounds of Fauzi Blood One, and put the characters together that kind of makes sense. So, for example, Kisuke and Mayuri as a duo would make perfect sense. Of course it would. I don't even need to explain why them 2 being together would make sense. Of course it does, right? They're both scientists. They kind of have like a rivalry going on. Them being in the same banner would be kind of cool, especially if I'm sure they could have some fun with the story. Like, imagine, like, Kisuke is just, like, trying to be better, or Mayuri's just trying to, like, one-up Kisuke, and, like, they're both just, like, comparing each other with their new forms. That'd be kind of cool, for example. And then if there was a 3-character banner, they could put Zapro's clone. Because, again, it makes sense. Zapro is also, like, the mad scientist type character. Them 3 being together just makes perfect sense. And, quite frankly, that is my prediction for this video. Those 3 characters, Kisuke, Mayuri, and Cien Grands. Makes sense. I think it's just the perfect trio to be the round 3 banner, right? And if that was the case, that would leave 2 more banners. So again, in terms of the Soribas, we have the last duo here, that being the Shinji and the Gin. Do they have a connection together? Not really. I don't see, like, compared to these 5 characters, they all have their connections, right? These 2 make perfect sense. These 3 make perfect sense. These 2 are just like kind of like the leftovers that just go somewhat well together. And then that would be put with Roka. Maybe it's like, again, we haven't seen their Beyond Bankai form yet, but they could have like a theme in like how they have like some broken abilities, all 3 of them, because Roka's kind of OP, like she can do Mugetsu, and I'm kind of hoping that's a Sobam animation, because that would be very, very cool. Do I think it'll be the case? Hopefully not, but I'm really hoping if they do it, lads, I'm gonna go for 5-5. If they somehow put Mugetsu into Roka's kit, we're going down to 0, right? I'm getting a 5-5. Just has to happen, right? So I can see those 3 being together, Shinji, Gin, and then Roka. And then I would leave the final banner, round 5, being Kenpachi Zaraki, Kenpachi Kuryoshiki, Kenpachi Azushiro, with Urozakuro. So technically it'll be a 4-character banner, technically it won't. Originally, I was actually very excited at the idea that Urozakuro could be our own character, and I'm kind of still hoping that is the case. But with what we saw with Don Kanoji and Picaro, them being 1 character and Picaro not being really playable, I could see them doing the same thing for these 2 characters, and I wouldn't be all too mad because of what that implies with Azushiro, because if they are together, that would therefore mean Azushiro is going to get 2 killers. And with what we've seen with, you know, seasonal characters getting Fronty +2 and Sharpshooter, I would expect, and I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't get it, I'm expecting Azushiro to be anniversary character level, like 2 killers, high Berserker, I'm assuming he's SP character, with Sharpshooter or Marauder, and maybe Fronty +2. You know, just go off the walls with this character, make him absolutely broken, just don't make him a Brave Battle character. I'm really hoping none of these characters become a Brave Battle character, and maybe hopefully just not. Hopefully not. So I guess that's the video for today, just talking about the possibilities. Again, if they kind of like group them together, there are some characters that just make sense. But again, the big thing tomorrow, lad, is not who's going to be in it. It's more so how many characters are going to be in this end of month banner. Because again, it's not guaranteed to be a 2-character banner, but it's not even guaranteed to be a 3-character banner. Sure, it could. We could get 7 characters this month to make up for the missing character last month where we only got 5. But who knows? I'm really hoping, for everyone's sake, it's a 3-character banner, and if that's the case, I'm hoping for Kisuke, Mayuri, and the Zarbro clone. If it's a 2-character banner, let's just say Kisuke and Mayuri again. Who knows? But anyway, let me know your predictions in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.